Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Chrissy Pips. Listen, in today's video, I am going to tell you how bae got away, how my bias got the best of me. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you things that were missed or overlooked by me. Okay, there were some gaps in my analysis and I'm going to point them out. So we're going to use this as a teachable moment or a learning experience because I'm biased, y'all, when it comes to aud, but listen, we're learning, okay? But as always, if you're here, you're interested, so let's get into it. Now, we are going to start on the day time frame because that's where I feel like the first bias for me was built, and it was based on information that I had from previous trades. So I'm going to show you guys a couple different fibs, actually all of the fibs that I had on here or still have on here because this is what I trade, right? So this was the information that I was looking at. This is where my bias was formed. This is where I was saying, oh no, it's not gonna, oh yeah, it's gonna continue to, because it's been doing this for so long. It's March here and we've been just selling all year, and I have been selling all year, and this is the bias formation, right? It's like we're just sell like the guy, what is his name on Mad Money? Y'all know his name. But that's where the bias was formed because I had done this thing repeatedly for so long, new information didn't set in. So the biggest miss on this time frame when I redid my analysis, because I redo my charts every month, was this, our handy dandy trend line on the daily. This was missed. I don't know how I missed this because this is the first thing that goes on your chart, right? But I can say it was because of the bias of all of these. I'm like, oh, it's just going down. That's the trend, right? No, always drop a trend line. So that is mistake number one, was the bias based on not continuing to do the things that we always do. So now we're going to go down to up to the weekly. Because I do trade this particular asset on a regular basis, I do weekly time frame analysis. There's a markup that has all of that information in it. So we're going to get rid of that. We're going to go over to the week and we're going to go through this step by step. So in weekly analysis, this was here, right? We didn't miss the handy dandy trend lines here, but what we didn't do was pay attention to the break here. Okay, here is our high, low, origin, and our break. I didn't read that very well, but this is the information that I was looking at. It was like, oh, 50% 618. Let's drop some 786s. Oh, we didn't get a pullback that low, so we might retest it. We're gonna go down some more. We're gonna touch it, right? Y'all know how I love 786, 886s. That is why 786 territory was created. If you guys don't know what 786 territory is, just go to www.786territory.com. Let me know what you think. But this is why it was created, because when I first started trading, I started with 786, 886s because they made the most sense. Also, I started learning in the early fall what happens at the end of the year. You get a lot of 786, 886 positions. So that will forever be a bias that I know and I'm conscious of. So I don't too much pay attention to that bias. Like, I read it as information, but make sure I'm double checking, because I know I love 786s because they're extremely accurate. When you get in one, you get in one, you know? Moving right along, here's a couple more pieces of information that I was looking at, right? And then this was the first fib that was missed. I don't know how I missed this overall fib from here down. But when I was looking back through my notes, looking back through my charts, because I saved my charts, I gave y'all the journal. If you guys would like a copy of the journal, I'll link the Google Doc that I use in the description box below. You will have or see a message on it that says make a copy so that you can edit it. But I do have a sample of how I write my notes in there, so I'll drop that in the comments below for you guys. Now, that was the miss. And of course, if I missed the fib, I missed the actual box letting us know where to look for potential information. Okay, so this is miss number 2 and 3 because it was not only the box, but it was the fib too. Okay, so This was also important information because it gives us the insight to say, you know what, maybe pay attention right there. But remember, this is the weekly, and the bias was built off of all of this information for the past year, okay? So moving right along, I want to take you guys down to the 4 hour. This was entry information, and the reason why I wanted to enter on the 4 hour, because I did not want to get out of this trade for like a month. Usually what's been working this year is the 4 hour trades. I've been able to stay in them for a month, and that's just, it's beautiful when you can. So this was like entry information, right? So let's make this smaller so I can show you guys the information from here. So this is where we started at, okay? This is where we started at. And you guys know that we use the stoplight markup process. It's red, yellow, and green. Red is usually our daily. We have yellow for the 4 hour. Okay, this is green. It's supposed to be yellow. And then we have green for the 1 hour. Okay, so that was an oversight on my part. Like, and I have so many things just pre-done in here. You can set templates for all of your tools that you use on a regular basis so that you don't have to go in and like remake them. And I have a video for that. I'll update that video because I think the audio is crazy on that one. But it's red is daily, yellow is 4 hour, and green is 1 hour. So this one was a green box. And I can almost guarantee you that I got thrown off by that and the trend lines, because these are supposed to be yellow. That says wait, go down a little bit lower and look to see what's there. That's why they're yellow. And this is our handy dandy big fib and our big box. This is our stop loss from this position. This is our entry from this position. This is our TP1 from this position and our alert set. Now, because this here was missed, I didn't look for this here. So I did still look for, like, this was the original entry, was the vertical line here. It was entered on that sell candle after all of this information happened, because we got this big push down and we did not get a push back up. And I'll zoom in so you guys can see what I'm saying. So this was the information. It was like, oh, we're going out. Nope. Oh, we're going out. Nope. And it erased all of that information. These candles could not push past this big engulfing candle right here. And this was my entry. It was like, oh, nope, we're going down. Yep, we're going down. And it was like, no, you don't have any more momentum. You ran into this area. It's like a little supply and demand area right here. And it was like, yeah, sellers were here. We're not anymore. And this, I'll show you guys the exit. This was the exit. This was where our stop loss was hit. This one didn't trigger for some reason. And it could just be my broker, but this is where our stop loss was triggered. Okay. And y'all know if we get stopped out by a wick, we get back in. But this was a tight stop loss. Okay. And lastly, we have another handy dandy trend line that was put in here so I could take a look and see what the world was saying. Where is it? It's way back here. There we go. So this guy was back here. And it was like that was broken, but it wasn't adjusted when we got to this information over here. I don't know why I didn't adjust it. So that was the error here, was when your charts move, your trend lines move too, because they're a living, breathing thing that moves with the market. It's a sign for you to pay attention to. Okay. And then I'm going to remove this. We're going to go down to the 1 hour time frame. If you're trading, let's say on a 1 hour, you go to the 30 minutes to check. I was trading on a 4 hour and only did minimal analysis on the 1 hour to check. So had we done full 1 hour, we would have had a little bit more information. Okay, so what I want to do now is show you new information, a new markup on the 1 hour time frame. Like I said, this was a miss, so this is all new information. Okay, this is based off of the failed trade, and this is a reassessment of the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so let's throw on our handy dandy trend line from our low This is our high. Here is the origin of this high. This is the most significant pullback and push up. Okay. Now, from here, let's take a look. This is a new push up from this bottom. This is where we want to start our analysis. You want to kind of give yourself a backstory of what the chart says. So we're going to start just at the low. Okay. And then from here, we're going to move up. We got a nice 786 entry. It did not take at 50%, at 886. So yeah, we're going to continue to push up. That 786 is a big push, right? We did not get a 50% on this fib. So since we did not get a 50%, we want to draw out an extension just to see what's going to happen. I do not trade extensions. I don't trade 382s because they're not my favorites. Y'all know I love 786s. But I do like to look at the information. So we did not get a 50% 618. So the next logical thing to do is to put the extension on the chart to see what could be happening. We like to see if there's going to be a turnaround at the 1.272. And if we get above 1.618, that just screams continue in that direction. So we like to have the extension on the chart for that information. But we're going to continue with the fibs. Now this fib did the same thing. We did not get a 50%, so we're going to repeat what we just did and drop an extension. Okay, and I'll zoom in because everything's getting really tiny, right? But we drop an extension. We did not get a touch of 50% 618. We had quite a bit of distance, right, between our 50% entry. So drop the extension to see what is going on. Okay, next, new fib. This is my alert fib. That's why it looks a little bit different. It's because it tells me the information that I need to know. So from here, it's a 50% area. That's the only thing that I want to pay attention to. 786, the only thing I want to pay attention to for the buy. And then this line here, this little turquoise area, screams, is your fib active? So when we got the high and we got this sideways consolidating movement here, but we came back up and came down again. Now, what we are waiting for, because this is sideways information, we are waiting for new information, okay? And we're going to draw another extension because we did not get a 50% again. Now, as I stated before, we look for a 127 for a turnaround. If it gets to 1.618, we look for that as a continuation, okay? That way we do not hold a bias. So this is the information that I am looking at while you guys are here. Since you're here, since I have you, I'm going to let you know what my alerts are going to be. I am putting an alert here, okay? And we're going to name this. Okay, so this is pending order information. We're going to look. This is going to be alert here. And after I drop my lines, because I like them, they're already pre-made with like the text. And I love putting the emojis on there. But you right click and then add an alert. And we just want to know when it's crossing. I want to know when price gets here, what it does after. Because I will not be entering into another trade until after we get some more information here. This isn't enough information on the screen. I don't care how many fibs you draw. Sometimes it is not enough information to get into a trade. This is sideways momentum on a 1 hour time frame. If you were trading something like a 15-minute, a 5-minute, you could trade the consolidation. Y'all know I love trading consolidation. You could do it on a lower time frame, but I'm not really into checking my trade every 30 minutes. I would like to stay in this for the week. So this is the type of information, the magnitude, the size of the information that I want to see. When we get to 127, tell me what's going on. Give me an alert to say, hey, go look at the chart, see what it's doing. And then reevaluate analysis, because this fib may need to be moved. A new fib may need to be drawn out. And these fibs are pending fibs, okay? Because once I get the alert that tells me that the 236 is crossed, like the fib is active, then we go ahead and keep it moving. We change it to the regular fib. But this is what I am looking at. This is pending information. We have an alert set here. The alert is at 0.92385, and that is just to say, look at the charts. Okay, if you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop those below. But like I said, this was a video to review the process that I go through if I lose a trade, or not if, when, because there's no such thing as a 100% win rate. Okay, but this is the process that I go through. The reason why I want to show you guys this is because I did want to point out how important it is for you to keep your chart markups. Okay. And I showed you guys before how I use the object tree. So I'll move this over so you can see it. But this is how I use the object tree. I put everything in a little compartment and save all of that information. These lines are from, I think, the monthly or yearly for the overall high and overall lowest points on the charts that are most significant, so they don't change. This is my weekly. This is the bias. I want to show you guys where the bias came from. This was named day. It was my daily analysis, but my daily analysis gave me a great bias. So that's why I changed the name here. This was my entry information on the 4 hour. This was the new 1 hour information that we went over. And when you pull these drop downs, it has all of the information in it. So you can go down to those time frames and not be stuck staring at everything on the chart and looking at it all jumbled up and stuff. So like if I wanted to show you guys all weekly information, let's go to the weekly time frame. I can show you everything there at one time. And that means I can go back and look at my analysis. I can show you everything from the daily at one time. So I don't have to go through one by one and add everything back. I can just see it. And this is how I keep track of the information so that I can see, like I said, where my bias came from. What information did I miss? Did I skip a step? Was I going too fast? Right? And this is not the best time of year to trade. So this is more extremely small lot sizes, more of my my play account, not really my main account for growing. I have an account because I told y'all I want a Jeep Grand Cherokee. So that account, I do not trade this time of year in that account. This is definitely one of the reasons why, if you guys know who Tyrone Foster is, when he explained to me that he had 6 different trading accounts and what they were for, that made so much sense, because this time of year is when I use my play account. It's like push buttons. I refuse to deposit more than $200 in there because I refuse to lose more than $200, right? If you would like a play account, make yours a demo account if you can't afford to lose a couple dollars, right? Or what may feel like a couple dollars to some people might be a lot to you. If you can't do that, make your play account a demo account, okay? But this is just a quick recap, like I said, of what's been going on. I did want to show you guys what steps I personally go through when I lose a trade, so that if you guys need some of that information to be implemented into your trading plan, what steps do you take? What do you do? How do you retrace? Hopefully this helps you with that part. Not a lot of traders on any platform ever talk about how they revisit and retrace their steps. So I did want to make sure that this was recorded and inside of our video library for you guys to refer back to. If you have any other questions, please feel free to drop those in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow me on IG at Chrissy Pips. You know my name is the same on all platforms. Yeah, no underscores, dots, or dashes. If you ever see an account with underscores, dots, or dashes, DM me on my main account. And the reason why I'm going to say that is, like, half y'all going to like log off now, but real quick, if you see underscores, dots, or dashes, I have no dots, but I do have different accounts for underscores. So I actually do have different accounts. There is like a Chrissy underscore Pips. It is me. And there is a Chrissy Pips underscore the foodie. That's all food, because I like recipes and stuff like that. I have multiple accounts. So if you ever see one that is another trading account with information, please send me that, because I do fight with Instagram. I email them on a daily basis when we find scam accounts, like my team and I find scam accounts of me. I've been very good to find just one so far that I had to fight with. I think it took me like a month to fight with them, but been very good with fighting with them to get those accounts taken down, because it's crazy how much people are scamming other people out of their money, when in turn the information and the time that they spend to scam people out of their money, they could be putting that towards like doing something legal, moral, and ethical, and making a great amount of money and actually benefiting people's lives. But they refuse, and they want to stalk me and my friends and make fake accounts of us. So if you guys see one, don't immediately look at it like, oh, it's a scam account, because I do have multiples. I do try to keep a lot of them private though, so they shouldn't come up. But as long as it's not trading information or somebody trying to sell you anything, it's cool. Because like I said, I do crafts, I have food, I have marketing stuff. They're all on different accounts with Chrissy Pips as the name, but there's underscores and things like that in there. But that is it for me. I'm going to wrap up the video here. I hope you guys are having an absolutely amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.